Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. So in this video, we will see our new topic, that is digital banking. So our first topic is National Payment Corporation of India. National Payment Corporation of India, an umbrella organization for operating retail payments and settlement system in India, is an initiative of Reserve Bank of India and Indian Bank Association under the provision of the Payment and Settlement Act 2007. It has been incorporated in 2008 under the provision of Section 25 of Company Act 1956, now Section 8 of Company Act 2013. So, NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India, it is an umbrella organized for operating retail payments and settlement system in India, and it is an initiative of Reserve Bank of India and Indian Bank Association under the provision of Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. It has been incorporated in 2008 under the provision of Section 25 of Company Act 1956, now Section 8 Company Act 2013. Now we will see the product of NPCI. First is IMPS. IMPS is Immediate Payment Service. Limit is 5 lakh. Available is 24/7 service. Now UPI, Unified Payment Interface. The maximum UPI daily transfer limit can change from bank to bank between 25,000 to 1 lakh. For few specific category of transaction in UPI like capital market, collection, insurance, foreign inward remittance, the transaction limit is up to 2 lakh. For initial public offering and retail direct scheme, the limit is up to 5 lakh per transaction. UPI user can make up to 20 transactions in a single day. UPI PIN is 4 and 6 digit. NPCI, the international arm of NPCI and Phone Pay Payment Service Limited, Nepal largest payment network, have announced the UPI is now live for cross-border transaction between India and Nepal. France became the first European country to accept UPI. Now the customer will able to choose Aadhaar OTP for UPI PIN set reset even though there is a debit card associated with the account provided by the customer bank is supporting Aadhaar OTP functionality. So, what are the features of UPI? First, the maximum UPI daily transfer limit can vary bank to bank between 25,000 to 1 lakh. The few specific category of transaction in UPI, like these are the categories. The transaction limit is up to 2 lakh. The IPO and retail direct scheme, the limit is up to how much per transaction? 5 lakh per transaction. And the UPI user can make up to 20 transactions in a single day. The PIN is about 4 to 6 digit. NPCI and the international arm of NPCI, Phone Pay Payment Service Limited, Nepal is the largest payment network and have announced the UPI is now live for cross-border transaction between India and Nepal. France became the first European country to accept UPI, and the customer is also choose Aadhaar OTP for UPI PIN or reset even though there is a debit card associated with the account provided by the customer bank in supporting Aadhaar OTP functionality. Next is UPI Lite. So UPI Lite is a new repayment solution that leverages the trusted NPCI Common Library application to process the low value transaction that have been set up below 500. Auto top up facility available 5 per day per Lite account. So UPI Lite is a new payment solution that leverages the trusted NPCI Common Library application and it processes the low value transaction that have been set below amount 500. Auto top up facility is available 5 per day per Lite account. So the limits of UPI Lite is per transaction limit is up to 500, up to maximum 500. Cumulative usage per day is 4,000. Maximum balance which can be made available in UPI Lite account at any time is 2,000. Now UPI Lite X. UPI Lite X launched back in September 23 allow offline payments without internet connectivity, enhancing the existing UPI Lite functionality in a much more effective manner. UPI Lite X wallet are the same except Lite X add offline payment functionality to UPI Lite. So UPI Lite X launched back in September 2023 and it allows offline payment without internet connectivity. It also enhanced the existing UPI Lite functionality in a much more effective manner. And UPI Lite and Litex wallet are the same, except Litex add offline payment functionality to UPI Lite. Now the limits of offline payment same as UPI Lite. Per transaction 500, cumulative per day 4000, maximum available in Litex is 2000, minimum top up is ₹1 only. Only NFC compatible device can enable Litex, other can use Lite. Currently available on Android, and for any transaction both the payer and payee need UPI Litex enabled. So only NFC compatible device can enable Litex, other can use Lite only. It is currently available only Android, and the any transaction both the payer and payee need UPI Litex enabled. Now the UPI tap and pay. UPI tap and pay is an additional mode of UPI payment similar to scan and pay, pay to contact, etc. So UPI tap and pay is an additional mode of UPI payment similar as scan and pay, pay to contact. The limit of UPI tap and pay is, if the transaction is through Lite account, then the maximum limit is 500. Means if you transaction through the Lite account, then the maximum limit is 500, and if the transaction is through bank account, then the existing UPI limit. Device should have NFC capability for using tap and pay mode of payment. UPI tap and pay is available for Android as well as iOS mobile device. Tap and pay transaction can only be performed in online mode. So the UPI tap and pay, the device should have NFC capability. Second, the UPI tap and pay is available for Android as well as iOS mobile devices, and the tap and pay transaction can only be performed in online mode. Next is UPI 123. So in UPI 123, it is a suite of solution developed for non-smartphone feature phone user to use the UPI without internet connectivity. So basically UPI 123 is a suite of solution. It is developed for non-smartphone and the feature phone user to the UPI without internet connectivity. Limit of UPI 123 is per transaction 5000, per day is 1 lakh. For payment support languages English, Hindi, Kannada, Tamil, Bengali, Malayalam and Telugu. Now the UPI Global, countries live on UPI Global. Which countries live on UPI Global? Singapore, UAE, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Mauritius, France. So our next product is BHIM, that is Bharat Interface for Money. So it is available in 20 languages. *99 has to avail offline feature of BHIM on any mobile phone. If you are new user, you are allowed transaction of up to 5000 for the first 24 hours. A user can send up ₹1 lakh per transaction and a maximum of ₹1 lakh per day for one bank account. This limit is available per bank account linked on BHIM. BHIM allow you to use two VPA. First one is the default VPA, that is mobile number @UPI. You can create the second one by going to the My Profile page. So first of all, the full form of BHIM is Bharat Interface for Money, and it is available in how many languages? 20 languages. *99 is the offline feature of BHIM on any mobile number, and if you are new user, then you are allowed to transaction up to 5000 for the first 24 hours, and a user can send up to 1 lakh per transaction and maximum 1 lakh per day for one bank account. This limit is available per bank account linked on BHIM. BHIM allow uses two VPA. The first one is the default, that is mobile number @UPI, and for the second you can create the second one by going to the My Profile page. Now the next is BHIM SBI Pay. So what are the features of BHIM SBI Pay? First, the mobile used in BHIM SBI Pay, it is the version of Android 4.2 and above. Maximum limit per transaction for BHIM SBI Pay is 1 lakh. Maximum transaction limit per day is also 1 lakh. Limiting first transaction to 5000 within a cooling period of 24 hours. Limit on collect request to 5000 per day, 24-hour cycle for a new user, and 5 collect initiation request day for all user. Means in an initial, first you can request 5000 per day in a 24 hours, and after a 5 collect initiation request for all user. Maximum number of account that can be mapped in BHIM SBI, that is no limit. So The fund transfer method are VPA, account number plus IFC, QR code and Aadhaar number. Next, timeline to approve a collect request by default in 30 minutes and time limit can be set up to 45 days while generating the collect request. Means to approve a collect request, the default time is 30 minutes and it can also be set up to 45 days while generating the collect request. It is available in 3 languages and the languages are Hindi, English and Tamil. Maximum number of 20 transactions can be done through SBI Bhim Pay within maximum limit of 1 lakh. So, you can 20 transaction maximum through a SBI Bhim Pay within maximum limit of 1 lakh. Several bank account can be linked to same virtual address and the foreign outward remittance. This feature is currently available in only SGD currency. Remittance to Singapore, maximum limit to remittance per day is up to 1000 SGD. So foreign outward remittance is also available in Bhim SBI Pay, but it is only available in SGD currency, that is Singapore currency, and you can remit up to maximum 1000 SGD. Now the next topic is GPay, Google Pay. Google integrated with SBI, HDFC, Axis, ICI for this app. The version is iOS 10.0 and for Android 5.0 and above version. Daily transaction limit for transfer of money is 1 lakh. Limiting first transaction 5000 within a cooling period of 24 hours. Handle of GPay is @OKSBI. Basic requirement: set up Google account, active mobile number, active Indian bank account. For the setup for Google account or for GPay, you have a Google account, active mobile number and active Indian bank account. GPay app provides the service in 10 languages including English, and the maximum number of UPI transaction can be done in day 20. You can maximum 20 UPI transaction can be done in a day. Now next topic is digital rupee. So digital rupee, the holding capacity for wallet is 1 lakh. Per day load unload capacity is 25,000. Per day transfer in and out 25,000. Number of load unload transfer is 20 per day, and per transaction pay collect is 10,000. Next, SBI FASTag. So in SBI FASTag, it is used for making toll payment for a period of saving current account linked to all national and select state highway toll plazas. So SBI FASTag is used for making toll payment for a prepaid or saving or current account linked to all national and state highway toll plazas. It is a 10 into 5 centimeter rectangle shape. SBI FASTag is a tag that works on a radio frequency identification, that is RFID technology. And the issuance fee is ₹100 across all categories. Can recharge through debit, credit card, INB wallet for SBI FASTag. And the validity period of SBI FASTag is physical tag has validity of 5 years and after purchasing. So the validity basically of SBI FASTag is 5 years after purchasing. Recharge your SBI FASTag using any of UPI enable app through UPI handle, and the UPI handle is NETC@SBI. Now the helpline numbers: email ID helpdesk.fastag@sbi.co.in. Toll free number is 1800110018, 18001234 and 18002100 is the helpline number. 1033 helpline number for addressing FASTag complaint to all toll plaza. So 1033 helpline number is the FASTag complaint at toll plaza level. More about FASTag. Now, limited KYC holder account. In this account can't have balance more than 10,000. Monthly reloaded capacity is 10,000. You cannot have balance more than 10,000 and your monthly reload capacity is also 10,000. KYC complaint FASTag. This type of FASTag account cannot have more than 2 lakh balance limit in their FASTag period account. There is no monthly reload capacity in this account. So, if you have a KYC compliant FASTag, then this account cannot have more than 2 lakh balance limit in the FASTag. There is no monthly reload capacity in this account. PPI up to 10,000 with loading from bank account has been rolled out. Now option to continue with minimum KYC even after 24 months web portal. So So PPI up to 10,000 with loading capacity for bank account, and you have an option to continue with minimum KYC even after 24 months. Recharge of SBI Fastag in cash can be done visiting any SBI Fastag agent. It is restricted to 50,000 per wallet in a month, subject to overall limit of PPI. So if we talking about recharge of SBI Fastag in cash, then you can visit any SBI Fastag agent to recharge in the SBI Fastag, and it is restricted to 50,000 per wallet in a month, subject to overall limit of PPI. Now, what is the document required for SBI Fastag? First is RC copy of the vehicle and driving license. You can require the RC copy of vehicle and driving license. Second is ID and address proof. Third is PAN card, passport size photo of the customer. These are the documents required for Fastag. Now, our next topic is National Unified USSD Platform NUUP, that is star 99 hash services. So USSD service launched by NPCI. NUUP is also known as star 99 hash service, and it is a USSD. What is the full form of USSD? Unstructured Supplementary Service Data. Using star 99 hash service, a customer can access financial service by dialing from his or mobile register with the bank. The service works across all GSM service providing and handset. It is accessed in 13 different languages including Hindi and English. Star 99 hash service, it is a unique interoperable direct to consumer service that bring together the diverse ecosystem partners such as bank and TSP, telecom service provider. So basically USSD service launched by NPCI, and it is also known as star 99 hash service. It is a USSD, that is unstructured supplementary service data, and the customer can access financial service by dialing star 99 hash from his or her mobile registered number with the bank. The service works across all the GSM service provider and handset. It is also available in 13 different languages, and it is a unique interoperable direct to consumer service that bring together two diverse ecosystem partners. Now we will see some financial and non-financial value added services are offered through star 99 hash service. If we are talking about final services like sending money using mobile number, sending money using UPI ID, sending money using account number plus IFC, requesting money using UPI ID or mobile number, and non-financial services like account balance, set UPI pin, change UPI pin or last 5 transaction. Now UPI ATM. So UPI ATM, interoperable cardless cash withdrawal, ICCW. UPI ATM shall facilitate bank customers who are live on UPI to withdraw cash from any participating bank ATM without using their card. So UPI ATM is an interoperable cardless cash withdrawal, and it facilitates bank customers who are live on UPI to withdraw cash from any participating bank ATM without using their card. The feature of UPI ATM is interoperable, that is, it is enable customer of participating UPI issuer member to withdraw cash using any of the participating NFS member ATM. Second feature, cardless transaction. The customer need to scan the QR code display on the ATM screen using any of the UPI app on their mobile and authorize the transaction using UPI pin. Third, customer convenience. No need to carry card for ATM withdrawals, and transaction limit, there shall be amount limit of 10,000 per transaction. So there is a transaction limit. So the amount is 10,000 per transaction. Now UPI ATM, interoperable cash deposit, that is UPI ICD. Some of the key features of the service are as follows. Interoperable cardless transaction. Transaction limit is less than 50,000 per transaction. The UPI ICD transaction allowed to a customer shall be as a per limit defined by bank. So transaction limit is less than 50,000 per transaction, and the UPI ICD transaction allowed to customer shall be as per the limit defined by the bank. Wider reach will be third party deposit using either of the below giving beneficiary details. If you given the beneficiary details, then There the third there is a wider reach like UPI number, beneficiary UPI number, beneficiary virtual payment address, that is VPA, and beneficiary account number and IFSC code. If you deposit to third party, so you give these beneficiary detail to transfer to the third party account. Now, notice customer of life issuer bank can do cardless cash deposit to his or own bank account or other bank account or life issuer bank using the UPI app or UPI ICD enable ATM of acquired bank WLAOS. Now our next topic is AEPS, that is Aadhaar enabled payment system. So in order to further speed track financial inclusion in the country, two working groups were constituted by RBI on micro ATM standard and central infrastructure and connectivity for Aadhaar based financial inclusion transaction, with member representing RBI, Unique Identification Authority of India, and NPCI, Institute for Development and Research in Banking Technology, and some special invite representing bank and research institutions. So for further speed track for financial inclusion in the country, two working groups were constituted by RBI on micro ATM standard and central infrastructure and connectivity of Aadhaar based financial inclusion transaction, with member representing RBI, that is UIA of Unique Identification Authority of India, and NPCI, Institute for Development and Research in Banking Technology, and some invite representing bank and research institutions. So the only input required for customer to do transaction under this scheme, first of all bank name, second Aadhaar number, and third is biometric capture during enrollment. So these three input required for customer to do transaction in AEPS. Now banking service offered by AEPS and other service offered by AEPS. First we see banking services offered by AEPS like cash deposit, cash withdrawal, balance inquiry, mini statement, Aadhaar to Aadhaar fund transfer, authentication, and Bhim Aadhaar Pay. And other services offered by AEPS is eKYC, best finger detection, demo authentication, tokenization, and Aadhaar seeding status. So these are the different services offered by AEPS. Now Aadhaar enable payment system business correspondent channel. So honest and offers. Honest transaction minimum is 50 and maximum is 30,000. Office transaction minimum is 50 and maximum is 10,000. What is NACH? NACH is a National Automatic Clearing House has implemented National Automated Clearing House for banks, financial institution, corporate and government, a web-based solution to facilitate interbank high volume electronic transactions which are repetitive and periodic in nature. NACH system can be used for making bulk transaction towards distribution of subsidies, dividend, interest, salary, pension, etc. and also for bulk transaction towards collection of payment pertaining to telephone, electricity, water, loans, investment in mutual fund, insurance, premium, etc. So NACH is National Automated Clearing House and it is for bank, financial institution, corporate, governments, and it is a web-based solution for facilitate interbank high value electronic transaction which are repetitive and periodic in nature. NACH system, it can be used for making bulk transaction towards distribution of subsidies like dividend, interest, salary, pension, etc. and it also for bulk transaction toward collection of payment pertaining to telephone, electricity, water, loans, investment in mutual fund and insurance, premium, etc. So maximum period for which a mandate can be issued. Mandate can be issued for a maximum duration of 30 years from the date of issuance. Validation will be built in the central system to accept only the mandate that are for a duration of 30 years or below. So first of all, the maximum period for which a mandate can be issued is 30 years from the date of issuance, and the validation is also built in the central system to accept only the mandate that are duration of 30 years and below. Final collection date, end date of mandate to be mandatory. It has been decided to remove the option of until cancel for all categories of mandate. It will be mandatory to provide the final collection date for all categories of mandate. End date cannot be more than 30 years from the date of mandate. So if we're talking about the final date or we can say end date of mandate, it has been decided to remove the option of until cancel for all categories of maintain, and it is mandatory to provide the final collection date for all categories of mandate, and the end date should be not more than 30 years from the date of mandate. Now e-UPI, UPI prepaid voucher. So what are the features of e-UPI and what is e-UPI? So e-UPI voucher is an end-to-end digital solution to sponsor benefit and services to beneficiary. E-UPI can be issued by sponsor with the support of issuer bank. Basically, e-UPI voucher is an end-to-end digital solution to sponsor benefit and service to beneficiary. And e-UPI is also issued by the sponsor with the support of issuer bank. E-UPI voucher can be created or revoked on the request of the sponsor, and the sponsor is government and private entities. Next point is the cap on the amount for e-UPI voucher is 1 lakh per voucher for government scheme. Only for private entity, the limit of e-UPI voucher is 10,000 per voucher. So, there is a limit in the vouchers. For the government transaction, for the government scheme, the limit is 1 lakh, and for the private entities, the e-UPI voucher limit is 10,000 per voucher. The validity of the e-UPI voucher shall be defined by the issuer bank, payer, PSP as per the use case. Maximum validity per voucher is 1 year. So, the validity per voucher is 1 year maximum, and it shall be defined by the issuer bank or payer, PSP as per the use case. It is not transferable, cannot be in cash, no cashback is allowed, and it cannot be reloaded. However, e-UPI voucher can be revoked. So, basically e-rupee is not transferable and it cannot be in cash, no cashback is allowed, and it cannot be reloaded. But e-UPI voucher can be revoked. Now, our next topic is State Bank Secure OTP. So, State Bank Secure OTP is an OTP generation app for verifying transaction done through State Bank Internet Banking and Unolite app. It is a service provider, independent, hassle-free OTP service which replaces the need for receiving the OTP for INB transaction via SMS. So, basically, State Bank Secure OTP is a OTP generation app, and it is a verifying transaction done through State Bank Internet Banking and Unolite app. It is a service provider, independent, hassle-free and free OTP service which replaces the need for receiving the OTP in INB transaction via SMS. What are the features? First, OTP can be generated in a mobile app. It can be logged by PIN. Second, online OTP, internet connection is required for generating OTP. Third, platform available on Android, BlackBerry, Windows and iOS. So, in these platform it is available. Next is UPI Circle. What is UPI Circle? UPI Circle is a feature where a user acts as a primary to link with their trusted user on their UPI app for either partial or full delegation. Primary user can authorize a trusted secondary user for performing transaction within a limit. So, in UPI Circle, it is a feature where user acts as a primary to link with their trusted user on their UPI app, either partially or fully. So, primary user can authorize a trusted and secondary user for performing transaction within limits. So, what is full delegation? Primary user authorize a secondary user to initiate and complete UPI transaction as per defined spend limits. So, primary user authorize a secondary user to initiate and complete UPI transaction as per defined limits. And partial delegation means primary user authorize initiation of payment request from secondary user, and primary user shall complete UPI transaction with UPI PIN. So, in partial delegation, the primary user authorize initiation of payment request from the secondary user, then primary user complete UPI transaction with UPI PIN. Important terms: a primary user can delegate to up to 5 secondary user, and a secondary user can accept delegation from only one primary user. Means a primary user can delegate up to 5 secondary user, and a secondary user can accept delegation from only one primary user. Next, for full delegation, members shall ensure a maximum monthly limit of 15,000 per delegation, and maximum per transaction limit is 5,000. So, there is a maximum limit of monthly 15,000 per delegation, and maximum per transaction limit is 5,000. Next, members shall ensure that during the cooling period first 24 hours, a daily transaction limit of 5,000 shall be prescribed after successful linking of primary and their secondary user for both full and partially delegation. So, the members should ensure that during the cooling period of 24 hours, a daily transaction limit of 5,000 shall be prescribed after successful linking of primary and secondary user for both full and partially delegation. Next, existing UPI limit shall be applicable in case of partial delegation. So, in the case of partial delegation, existing UPI limit shall be applied. Members shall ensure that during the cooling period first 24 hours, a daily transaction limit of 5,000, it is the same point which have been discussed. Now, our next is SBI WhatsApp banking. So, for the registration process, user can send hi from their WhatsApp number to 9022690226 and follow the instruction given by the chatbot, or user can send an SMS in the following format: WAREG account number to 72089333148 from the registered mobile number. So, this is the process to register for SBI WhatsApp banking. You have to send a hi for their WhatsApp number. This is the WhatsApp number, and follow the instruction given by the chatbot. Or you can also send a SMS in the following format, that is WAREG account number, and send it to 72089333148 for the registered mobile number. Now, for using SBI WhatsApp banking, you can check account balance, mini statement, pension slip, information on loan product, that is home loan, car loan, gold loan, personal loan, education loan, and interest rate. Information on deposit products, saving account, recurring deposit, term deposit, features and interest rate you also got from SBI WhatsApp banking. NRI service, NRE account, NRO account, features and interest rate. Pre-approved loan inquiries, personal loan, car loan, two-wheeler loan, download banking forms, holiday calendar information on debit card usage, information on lost or stolen card. Information on deposit product like saving account, recurring deposit, term deposit, features and interest rate. Opening for Insta account, features, eligibility, requirement and FAQ, contacts, grievance, redressal, helpline, digital banking information. And some updates are: UPI has now been enhanced to 5 lakh for entities under category aligned to tax payment, and this enhanced limit shall only be applicable to verified merchants in the applicable categories. So, UPI now has been enhanced 5 lakh for entity under categories aligned to tax payments, and this enhanced limit shall be only applicable to verified merchants in the applicable category. Next update is UPI, that is Unified Payment Interface, is an instant interbank electronic fund transfer and merchant payment services. NPCI has implemented ODR facility to reduce the TAT for resolution of customer complaint. In order to bring down to the complaint life cycle, it has been decided to revise the window for the customer to raise chargeback to 45 days uniformly for all the categories. Any transaction search is done for the date beyond 45 days will not be available. So, UPI is the instant interbank electronic fund transfer and merchant payment service. So, NPCI is implementing a ODR facility to reduce a TAT for resolution of customer complaint, and it is also bring down the complaint life cycle. It has been decided to revise the window for customer to raise chargeback to 45 days uniformly for all categories. If data is beyond 45 days, then the transaction search is not available. Next update, enhancement of limit for UPI autopay. RBI has decided to increase the limit from 15,000 to 1 lakh per transaction from the following categories: subscription of mutual fund, payment for insurance premium, and payment for credit card bills. For these three categories, the RBI has decided to increase the limit from 50,000 to 1 lakh per transaction. Payer app shall capture UPI pin as a AFA if the UPI autopay execution amount is more than 1 lakh, whereas process the execution without AFA for the transaction amount as less than or equals to 1 lakh. So, payer app shall be capture UPI pin as an AFA if the UPI autopay execution is amount more than 1 lakh, whereas if the execution without AF, then the transaction amount is less than or equals to 1 lakh. Our last update is, in addition to point first, issuer bank shall validate digital signature and UPI pin for execution amount more than 1 lakh For execution amount less than or equals to 1 lakh, issuer bank shall process the execution basis the DS only. So if we're talking about the amount if more than 1 lakh, then issuer bank shall validate DS, that is digital signature, and UPI fin for the execution. And if the amount is less than equals to 1 lakh, then issuer bank shall process the execution basis the DS only. So thank you guys for watching our video.